Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Greg Motors Adventures. And I know you've been hanging out for this one for an update on the BT50 and the RAC policy. Okay, so where do we start? BT50 returned back home. You can see here she's coming off the flatbed trailer back home to our residence property. And from there, we've actually organised to have a mechanic come out and look at it and diagnose that it definitely is a blown piston. As you can see in this one here, you can see it actually breathing through the rocker cover and the oil filler cap. When we reversed it back out the garage to put it back on the flatbed and send it off for basically repair and start the process. Okay, where from here? Basically rebuild, that's what we've got to do. Rebuild the BT or do an exchange motor. But the biggest thing I want people to know about is why was my van not towed back from RAC? Okay, there's a number of small things that happened on that day. The biggest one was trying to talk to somebody on the phone on the highway with noise is actually very, very difficult. And I misunderstood a few things from the conversation. What they were saying, so basically to start out, RAC Ultimate Plus does cover vans up to 300 kilometres to be towed, and that's the reason why I took the policy out. But on that day, there was a bit of a glitch, and it comes down to a number of things. One is that there is definitely looking at the policy, I'll just throw this up for you, you can see it here, that there is a maximum length of 5.5 metres, mine 6.1. But that wasn't the main issue. They were still going to tow the van home if it was within that 300 kilometre range, and we were actually outside of it, and that's the part of the conversation that I didn't actually hear on the telephone with the operator at the time, that we were outside of our towing range. But in saying that, they would tow the van home at my cost. Okay, so it'd be out-of-pocket expenditure, and that's what you've got to do. That's what you've got to do. But in the meantime, hearing that the car would be taken home and it's unrepairable, so it wasn't going to go to Bunbury. A lot of people have said to me, why wasn't the car taken to Bunbury? That's within the 300 kilometre range. You know, you could have had the van and car towed there. And you're absolutely right, we could have done. But we don't live in Bunbury. We actually live in Baldivis, south of Perth. Either way, I chose to go through Mazda Mandurah to rebuild or replace the motor, and they've got the vehicle at the moment, and that's just 20 minutes down the road from me, so it's easy for us. Yes, it was an inconvenience to get the vehicle here a bit further, but RAC put it on a flatbed, brought it back to me, and there was no issues there. So a big thank you to Busselton and Bunbury Towing for bringing the van home. I appreciate that. Did a marvellous job. And I thank you RAC for covering the vehicle to get it home. But that sort of leaves the question is the van. So in the policy, if you go, I'm just going to throw this up for you guys, and I'll show you right here, right now. RAC does not cover your caravan or trailer, okay? And this is the thing that most people that have policies that like I have, and I'm going to admit it, I just throw them in a freaking bin. I don't even read them, right? And it's probably, I don't know how many people do that, but I'm one of them. But it's bad on my side that I didn't actually read the policy correctly. But it's a learning curve for me, and I'll make sure that I will read my policies from now on. But anyway, RAC does not cover your caravan or trailer, as you can see here, for if you use your extended benefits described on pages 12 to 14. Okay, there's other things there also too. You can see the pets and livestock and stuff like that. But for me, it's the extended benefits. Now, what does that actually mean, extended benefits? So let's just scroll down to extended benefits, and you can see there, just that, I'll show that one there, you can see the Ultimate Plus, it covers a nightly fee of $180 if you need accommodation, it's covered car hire, and a $1,260 complete breakdown hire coverage there, which is a fair bit on Ultimate Plus, and you've got to admit that's pretty well out there, you know. So option one for us, because the car couldn't be repaired, it basically was classed as an unrepairable vehicle, there was no need, they couldn't do it on the side of the road, there's no point towing it somewhere in Bunbury for 24 hours or to a breakdown station with the RAC, because there's nothing they can do. And during the phone conversation we had with the operator, it's advisable to get your vehicle back home. And I agreed, yes, that's what I wanted to get done. So we're organising that to get the vehicle back home, and again, I missed the major point that we're outside of our towing distance. and she says, we do not cover your van to get it home, but we cover the car. And that's where we started arguing over the phone and saying, what's going on? You know, I pay this insurance for myself, so it's for breakdown, and you know, what's the point of me having breakdown insurance if I can't get my van home, or I've got to be out of pocket to get it home? Okay, so there is some things there that's extended benefits that you need to understand, and I didn't understand that at the time. So as you can see here, option 1, you can actually stay with your vehicle. It was always getting repaired, a licensed repairer, but like I said, my vehicle's coming home. Okay, so option 1 is out for us. So we move into option 2. You can see there, folks, up on the screen there. Option 2, you can have your unrepaired vehicle recovered to your home or extended destination or an alternative place off repair. Okay, so for us, we didn't know at the time who was going to repair our car. So for us, it was get the vehicle home. Okay, so that's what we did. We chose option 2 to get this vehicle home, and doing that was the best thing for us. In our first video saying that the van wasn't covered, in some ways it wasn't, and that's we moved into the extended benefits side of the policy. If we were still within the 300 kilometre range, then yes, we were definitely covered for the van to be towed. There's a little bit around that 5.5 metre, just that length, and that has to do with also the truck that comes out to your breakdown. So the vehicle that come to us, quite a big truck, and it would have been able to tow the van anyway. We chose, like I said, option 2, get the vehicle home. So how do we get the van home? So very lucky for us, Denise's parents come up, hooked up to our van, and we got it back. The most scariest thing for us, though, as you can see on that road, and I'll just throw up a bit of that last video we had. It doesn't really show it, but our car is actually, and the van is actually on a fairly steep hill. Even though we chopped the wheels to make it safe, deep down I wasn't comfortable, and so after the vehicle had cooled down, I fired it up, and I went for a walk first to see what was further around that road, and there was actually a nice little gravel patch that I could get the van off the main road, able to separate the vehicle. The tow truck or the flatbed could come in, hook onto that vehicle as well, and it was well and truly off the road, so nobody was put at any danger from passing vehicles. Because as you did see in that last video, it's actually a very, very busy road, that South West Highway. So we did separate it, and when I fired it up, the vehicle fired up fine, and she limped around the bend to get that, to enable us to do that. So there's the update. So you know about the RAC now. Yes, the RAC does cover vans, and I'm very sorry to people out there if I come across as they definitely don't cover the vans. Well, that was probably my mistake. They do, but it's within that towing range again. So read your policy really, really well. There's also, it depends, and also too, how far the tow truck driver has to come out to you. So you may only be maybe an hour from home, or you might only be an hour from a destination, but if the tow truck driver has to travel, say 200 kilometres from somewhere from point A to point B, that all comes into it too, because it's a round trip. It's not 300 kilometres one way and 300 back. It is actually 300 kilometres round trip for the alternate bus. So with that, where we go from here now, so I said get the vehicle fixed, but in saying that, there's something big happening too. So the decision is, will we keep the BT, or will we get rid of it? So we'll keep you updated with that as well, guys. So I hope that this video clears up a few things regarding the policy, that I had to go into extended benefits, like I said, for the RSC cover, because I was outside of my range, and that's where the van, again, wasn't covered. But they still, RSC did a marvellous job getting my vehicle back, so we could actually move forward from there. What I will say is that the people that have stopped on the side of the road, there was 5 or 6 vehicles that pulled up, asked us if we were okay, asked if we needed water. Well, thank you very much to those people. If you're out there watching this video and you know who you are, thanks for that. Also to all the comments that have come back from the last video, you know, it means a lot to us to get the people on board and talk to us about the issues. It does show that there is a massive problem with that motor under tow, and especially around the injectors as well. So a lot of comments have come back with injector failure, which has caused that piston to get hot and blow a hole in number 5. Okay, again there guys, I'm going to leave it from here. thank you very much, and I'll see you when I get back on this road and get out there and do some travelling, because I've got itchy feet. We had a few things planned this year, so hopefully it won't delay us too long. Thanks again. See you later.